This is Coach Karan Godwin, and these are the Ball Hog Glove X Factor. They take away the natural grip of the ball, forcing your hands and fingers to work overtime.
It takes away your grip. So the ball slips out of your hands. You really got to be able to control the ball. There is no room for error when you dribble this way.
For drills, follow at Coach Godwin and get your Ball Hog gloves and D-cones at ballhoggloves.com.
2 games in the books and 1 more to go. We're going to look at Josh Jackson out of Kansas, the number 4 overall pick and maybe the fastest player in the entire draft, De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings.
He's a shooter. We talked about Buddy Hield. Malachi Richardson played for Jim Boeheim at Syracuse. He can put it in the basket.
And there's Josh Jackson on a swift foray to the bucket. And the 1.
Well, again, that's the strength. He's a slasher. He's a wing. He can really get it done.
Back out to Chris. They move it around well. Jackson with a crossover on Hield and draws the hit. There's no way to say it nicely. I don't think that Utah's going to be as good next year without Gordon Hayward.
No question.
And they won 51 games as Josh Jackson.
Nurkic being there the whole year is going to make a big difference.
Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting team.
Josh Jackson with a sweet-looking long 2 on the step back.
I mean, that's the plan. I think there's a minor surgery. I think he'll be fine. I think if he was running the point right now, you see a lot more lobs going to Josh and Marquise. But special group for the young guys.
You know, Jones, he's playing too for one of my favorite players ever, Earl White. I love coaching Earl.
3 preliminary round games and go to the championship tournament format as Josh Jackson connects on a nice mid-range jump shot. He has 13 on the night.
He's heated up in the second half. That was a tough.
You know, PJ, some of these young guys like Jackson who draws the foul here. I was watching Bender from the corner strong. Yeah, Rondo's not there. Jones flies in, took the hit and 1. He's now part of the roster.
He can come in and play the way he's looked early in his summer leagues.
He got fouled that time going to the basket. Bender throws it ahead. Jackson, alley-oop pass and a nice finish down the other end. Beautiful hookup as Derek Jones with the slam.
I love Coach Brown, and that development right there in that relationship is how I want to build with my players. The love and partnership.
A noun, a verb, an adjective to coach moving forward. And you talk about Josh Jackson. Obviously, he didn't call that.
Yeah, I heard him. We're so young, we can't really look at who's in front of us. We have to look at the future of basketball. And the future of basketball is right now in high school.
I mean, he was the best point guard in the country. And then he blew out his knee the last day of the Adidas Nations.
Jackson answers back from 3 and then drives coast to coast for Josh Jackson.
Infection control doesn't happen a lot, but every little bit helps.
2-way contracts. Good for the league, bad for the league.
Really good for the league. Yeah, because in the past, you know, we yesterday, the fact he only had 1 turnover, and now he's getting sloppy.
Shoot every time he gets it. Jackson, good hustle, gets inside and finishes the open floor where he excels.
How about Carmelo as a fit potentially as Josh Jackson throws it down for the Phoenix Suns. The rookie Jackson with a good board and a better finish.
Kenny, that was a grown man possession right there.
As Isaiah Hartenstein enters the game and immediately gets up a 3 for Houston. Here's Jackson in the open floor, and Josh Jackson puts a jolt in the building.
Yes.
Jackson gets it back. Mike James will try the 3 and knock it down. Mike James is a pretty solid professional.
Before the game, working with Josh Jackson, trying to get him familiar with the NBA game. What have you taught him so far?
And so the consistency of what's going to happen.
Chris on the floor, Jackson up to the rim. And Josh Jackson has the finish for Phoenix. Croatia, Italy, Israel, Spain, and Greece.
Tough shot.
Really tough shot. Foul by Dupree.
You know how I know you weren't a
Yogi
play?
Berra's number. He's from St. Louis.
No, because you said the symmetry of the number is why you wore it.
I just like the look. I just like the look of it.
Exactly. You're not a player. That told me right there.
Gave it up. It gets to Josh Jackson in the corner, and he strokes the 3. Comfortable looking shot. Marquise Chris, Isaiah Taylor, and Chinano Onuaku all picked up technical fouls, and we play on. Here's Jackson in the open floor.
That should have been a bucket too. It should have been a bucket. You make a bad call, I think, we'd have a problem.
Jackson in the open floor. Spins, flips it up, and shows off the nice touch in transition.
The games I've seen him play, Matt, he just...
Down to right, good ball movement, but again a block by the Suns. Josh Jackson blocked it and stared Marquise Chris with the dunk on the other end. A little stare down from Jackson after that block. See how... And a bit to go here in the first quarter. Jackson showing off the handles this time. Over right and good. Pretty good with the ball there.
Again, Matt, he shortens up those strides whenever there's multiple.
Jazz have answered back here. Jackson once again. And Jackson's pretty intent on getting to the rim here in the second quarter.
Amazing stuff as Bender is able to drill another three.
Second best measured at the combine. Tony Bradley. Jackson inside the three-point line and drops it. Josh Jackson, 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting now. Jackson. Williams-Goss in front of him, leans in, and oh, he got the foul. Not sure that should have gone against Williams-Goss on the jumper. Jackson working the boards up and back. Josh Jackson doing the work down low. 14 points
for North Carolina.
Didn't play a ton for Carolina last year in that championship season. Not only had that sort of influence on him as a young man, but he's also one of the best coaches in the league. Jackson, one-handed, flips it up and home. He had Clark Griffin off guard there in terms of the timing.
But you're right, Matt, about the feeling for the Utah Jazz just because of what they were starting to do. 51 wins last year. They had tons of injuries.
Now the origin of that name. Beautiful shot by Josh Jackson. That's pretty. Around Bender up and throws it down. Josh Jackson turned the corner nicely.
I'm telling you, this kid right here has a motor.
Jackson, aggressive move on the drive. Which you see, if you've been around long enough, there's one of two there, but it turns into a three-point play.
That's where he's great at right there. Kind of like Sean Marion. Sean Marion always had a great second jump. Right there, Josh shows that. Hey, Christian, I see you over there next to my guy, Tibbs. Please tell Tibbs to smile. What type of identity they're going to have this year?
As Deontay Davis with the jumper. They were a little, Davis is called for the goaltend, so count the bucket. Under David Fizdale, they tease up the three, and that's going. And I mentioned there's a wealth of information when it comes to drinking water.
It is amazing.
Here's Jackson, winds up and throws it down.
It was fascinating talking to his dad. He's just whole way of living.
The one thing he always says to me, he says, son.
Trap down low. Turn around, spin it, and throw it home.
That's where he's great at. Anywhere underneath the basket. He got a great second jump. Anytime he catches the ball anywhere 3 to 5 feet,